Hey everyone, it's Andrew. Welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to be doing a video doing a 1-year follow-up on the Our Place Home Cook Duo, which is this set of pots and pans that you see before you. This is going to be a bundled package that you can purchase through Our Place that encompasses the Always Pan, which is this pan right here, as well as the Perfect Pot, which is this pot right here. Previously I received these about a year ago from the company to review, and so what we'll do today is I'll discuss how I've used these over the past year. I'll discuss the general features, the pluses, the drawbacks, and I'll discuss kind of my recommendations on whether I would purchase this for my own personal use. As always, if you're interested in potentially purchasing these, I'll leave links in the description below. Okay, so these are going to be the two items for the Home Cook Duo. This is going to be the Perfect Pot, and then this is going to be their Always Pan. The Perfect Pot is going to be in their blue salt color, so it's going to be this kind of navy, kind of slightly matte blue color. It's really elegant and it's really nice as far as the overall design. And then this is going to be their spice color, so it's more of like this pinkish salmony color. First, what we'll do is we'll discuss the Perfect Pot and kind of what I've used this for kind of its general features. So the Perfect Pot is kind of this really large kind of like pot that functions very similar to like a Dutch oven. All of their products are going to be a non-stick ceramic coating that doesn't encompass any chemicals or anything like that, so it's non-toxic, it's better for the environment, better for your health as far as exposure. Additionally, the non-stick surface is very favorable as far as like not letting anything stick to it. We'll discuss the pan kind of in general. This is what it looks like. It's got a spout on one side so you can pour out things easily. There's going to be handles on the side as well, and then as you can see, it's a non-stick coating. This is what it looks like after a year of use. There's basically no damage whatsoever to the surface. I don't use any metal on this, so I use strictly like bamboo spatulas and things like that, so I prevent damaging or scratching the surface. That's something to be cognizant of. As far as the rest of it, this is what it looks like on the bottom. So there's kind of like some kind of general wear and use, some burn marks on the bottom, but nothing major. There's some like discoloration on the bottom here as well. And then on the edges here, if you can see, the paint is slightly scratched a little bit, so you can see certain areas where it's just scratched along the lid surface, here for instance, and some scrapes and things. It's taken a little bit more beating than you anticipate after a year, but that's basically what it looks like on the inside. And then very similarly, this is what the lid looks like. So the nice feature about these lid is it's got a nice heat resistant handle here, so it's actually a different, smoother surface and finish. This actually comes off and you can unscrew it if you want. I've never actually done that. And then on the bottom of the lid, it's better to see on the inside, but basically they've got a slotted area here where you can pour out and strain things. So if you boil pasta or something like that, you can just turn the lid directly on the surface where the spout is and allow things to just, the water to pour out easily. Meanwhile, they have a separate area where they actually have a slot that's completely open. The benefit of the slot is it comes with a spoon, a wooden spoon that comes with this, and you can actually just leave this directly in here and it allows it to sit here. The wooden spoon is a really nice spoon. It's basically just a wooden spoon. It's solid. There's minimal to no wear on it. No scratches, no scrapes, a little bit of burn marks on the top here. The nice part about this one is you can put it on the side here if you want to rest it. Rest it there. They kind of have this built-in feature that you can do it that way, but as you can tell, the drawback of this is it's a little bit top heavy, so if you don't get it right, it kind of falls over and can make a mess from that standpoint. As far as the lid also, if you look here, there is some scratches and wear. There's like discoloration along the edges and some scratches across the surface and just general wear and use. But that's what the Perfect Pot looks like. As far as feedback, the main benefits of this is I absolutely love the non-stick coating. I use this all the time for meal prepping. This thing is massive, so you can basically throw everything you ever want into here and you'll never have issues as far as size. It's amazing from that standpoint. Additionally, the non-stick coating is phenomenal. I've never had anything burn in here, stick to it whatsoever, so it's really conducive as compared to like a Dutch oven or something more like a larger, like a cast iron thing, because you don't really have to stir as frequently and you don't have to worry about it getting stuck and burning on the bottom. So that makes it better for cooking as well as cleaning. Cleaning is very, very simple with this. You basically just rinse off with water. Immediately anything that's on the surface just basically rinses off, and then I use a little bit of soap with like a soft sponge to just scrub the surface, and it's super easy and convenient to clean. So that's great from that standpoint. Beyond that, the lid's nice, the wooden spoon's nice. I love the size of it. The main criticism I have about this is the handles are not heat resistant, which is really, really annoying and frustrating. So when you're using this on the stove, the heat transmits directly into this, and it's just as hot as the bottom. Naturally, when you see the handles, you want to grab and reach to it. So I burned myself a couple times, not seriously, but enough that where I touch it, I'm like, whoa, whoa, it's hot. So that's a criticism to this. I wish they could make it heat resistant, because it'd make it much more functional and useful, because then you could turn it or adjust it or grab it more easily. But you really do need like heating pads to kind of grab this. So that's the perfect pot. So it's held up really well for a year. I absolutely love this thing. This is my go-to, because I love the size, the non-stick nature of it, and just the convenience of cleaning it. Now we'll discuss the Always pan. So the Always pan is this one. So the name suggests, it is a pan. It's got a virtually identical lid, so it's got a slot here where you can have a slot, like a slotted area for venting. And then, actually, sorry, it's a different lid because it only has the slot here. It doesn't have a strainer area, so if you look, that's what it looks like. The lid also has this non-stick surface too for both of them. The nice part about that is if something boils onto this or spatters onto it, it's super easy to clean as well. So usually when I use this, even if there's sauce and stuff in here, it basically just spatters on there, rinses off very easily, and there's usually just condensation, nothing actually stuck on here, so that's nice. Occasionally you'll get stuff along the edges, but it's pretty easy to clean. But basically the lid here is very similar, where basically what they have is, I'll discuss in a second, but they've got near the handle here a slot for the wooden spatula that comes with this, and you can actually put this right side up and just rest it directly on there. And with the lid the way it is, you can actually rest it so the spatula inserts directly in here. So I use that all the time. It's super convenient. The only kind of cumbersome nature of it is that you do have to kind of like line it up to get it perfect. So it's a complaint that you do have to kind of adjust and adapt to that, but the convenience of having this is better than not. So that's that. As far as wear and tear, this lid basically shows nothing. It shows some stain marks and some kind of residue, but it might just be I haven't cleaned it well recently. And then the pan itself, it's very similar design. So it's got this non-stick ceramic coating. This coating is phenomenal as well. It's held up extremely well. Nothing sticks to it. There's virtually no damage. There's some watermarks just from when I recently used it yesterday or the day before. Similar to the other pan, it's got some slots on both sides, one here and one here. So if you want to pour something out, you can do it that way. And then very similarly, it's got a handle here to grab. Virtually this handle is very identical to that one, where it's not heat resistant, so you do have to use something to grab this, otherwise you'll burn yourself, which is super frustrating. And then this handle, there's two separate areas here. So there's one area here where it is not heat resistant. So if you see, there's a little coating here that provides heat resistance from here on out. However, if you touch here, it's going to be hot. The handle itself is good to grasp. It's very easy. It doesn't burn you if you grab this area, so that's nice and convenient. However, if you do accidentally reach up here, you will burn yourself. So that's that. And then this is what it looks like as far as size. This is what the bottom looks like. So sorry. So there's some burn marks along it, which is routine, normal use, expected. But that's what it looks like after a year of use. So this pan's really good for sauteing things. Anything, like basically anything that you want to throw in a pan, you can cook this very, very easily. My main criticism of this pot is actually that I feel that it's too small, and so there's times where I want to cook something and I find that I actually reach capacity for this, and so I gravitate towards the perfect pot to use that instead, just based on the size. I actually looked online, and actually in criticism of this pot being too small, they actually made a large Always pan. So I would actually recommend, if you're in the market for this, just purchase purchasing the larger one because it's a little bit taller, so the capacity is higher, so you won't ever run out of problem or size capacity. But that's kind of the gist of it. And very, very similarly, they've got this spatula that's like a bamboo or wood spatula. It's held up very well. I use it all the time. I basically use these two utensils pretty much every time I use these, so that's what they look like after a year of use. And then some other things that came with this when I first got it were two separate things. So one is the steaming basket. This comes standard with the always pan. It can allow you to put vegetables or anything in there to steam them or whatever. I, to be honest, have never really used this. I did it for a video to steam broccoli once, but beyond that, I've never actually taken this out because I just don't steam things. But it's basically a basket. It's got handles here that insert directly into it. It comes standard with the always pan. So that's one feature. And then separately, which they sent me, but I actually never really discussed because I never really use this, is this steaming basket. And so this is a classic like Asian design steaming basket that inserts directly onto the always pan and allows you to steam whatever you want. So it's a classic bamboo design that inserts directly on, and then you can actually put the lid directly on here as well. I've actually never used this ever, so I can't really discuss that, but it is something that you can purchase separately. So that's kind of the gist of those two items as well. So as far as everything, general feedback about both of these, or the Home Cook Duo. So when I first started looking into cookware sets, I actually gravitated away from Our Place because of concern about the expense, as well as there was a lot of criticism or reviews online that said that the nonstick surface wouldn't last for a long period of time. So I actually reached out to the company and they said that it should last about 2.5 years. I'll say that after a year of use, the nonstick surface is virtually brand new. There's no damage, there's no issues whatsoever. So it's functioning exactly as it is from day one. So that's phenomenal from that standpoint. Whether it lasts 2+ years, we'll have to see with time. But I absolutely love this pan set. The only other items that I use in the kitchen beyond this, really for cooking, is I have a like a cast iron skillet that I use for cooking certain things, as well as I have a separate pot that I use to boil like water when I need for like rice and things like that. But this has basically replaced everything I need for my routine kind of regular cooking like experience. So I have no criticisms whatsoever. Absolutely love it. The big criticism really the size of the always pan and the fact that the handles are not heat resistant, which is I think dangerous for an item like this, but it is what it is. So that's all I have for today. Hopefully this video is helpful for those that are in the market for the Home Cook Duo or Our Place's other items. Definitely check them out. I'm very happy with this item. It's basically replaced everything I need in the kitchen, and that's really all I have. So thanks for watching. If you have questions, comments, post them below, but hopefully this is helpful. Please subscribe and have a great day.